Back on August 14th, I reported on Hurricane Erin. I needed to show my audience what a Cape Verde storm is. So, in summary, I went through on the tracking map and explained the characteristics of Cape Verde storms. I also shared with you the guarantee, essentially, that Erin never had a chance to make landfall anywhere in this country. Now we have our next storm that formed today and will be called Jerry. Jerry is also a Cape Verde storm. Jerry is not the same as Erin was. So now I'm going to go to the tracking map and show you what the differences are and why I am concerned about Jerry. Let's go back to the Cape Verde box, which I showed you when Hurricane Erin formed. Hurricane Erin was a Cape Verde storm. The likelihood of Erin making a landfall comes down to where any Cape Verde storm forms. So let's quickly go back over the highlights from the report I produced from Hurricane Erin. What we always need to focus on with these storms that form way out here. You can see off the coast of Africa. This is a formation zone several thousand miles away from the U.S. mainland. To set up Hurricane Erin's report, I had to show you the importance of coordinates. How far south these storms form will determine how likely they are to make a landfall. So focus on the latitude coordinates. These storms form anywhere from 20 degrees north latitude all the way down to 5 degrees north latitude. They will form anywhere between 20 degrees west longitude and as far out as 45 degrees west longitude. So that is your Cape Verde box. Now with Erin's report, to try to make this really easy to understand, I set this box up with 3 rows. And I referenced these dots as horses. Picture a horse race. And the horses are in their starting block. We have 3 horses. Call this horse the North Horse. This is the horse in the middle. And this would be our Southern Horse. When a storm forms down here, the south track, that's 5 degrees to 10 degrees north latitude. That is the worst case scenario of any Cape Verde storm. That means the storm has the best chance to make a landfall when they form down here. Now we go to the middle. Anywhere from 10 degrees to 15 degrees is the middle row. This will be hit or miss in terms of whether or not we get a landfall. It's going to determine on steering currents. Now up here, this is the north row. 15 to 20 degrees north latitude. This is where you want to be. The further north they form, the less likely they are to hit anyone in this country. Hurricane Erin formed right here. This was a formation at 17 degrees north latitude. So when I saw Erin forming here, I then looked at the steering currents of the Bermuda High, which has 3 scenarios. And I went through all 3. You can go back and watch that video to see the pictures of the steering currents. We're summarizing what I already discussed about Erin so we can then get to our new storm. Erin never had a chance of making a landfall anywhere on the eastern seaboard, primarily because how far north it formed. We had a strong Bermuda High. This was the steering current in place for Erin that did not allow it to make a landfall anywhere on the eastern seaboard. That's why I only produced 1 report on Erin. All I need to see is where they form, and I'll know the likelihood of whether or not they're going to become a problem. All right, time to talk about our new storm. Now look where Jerry forms. 11 degrees north latitude and 45 degrees west longitude. Not quite in the box where you don't want to be. Close enough. This is a storm that has the ability to make a landfall. 11 degrees north latitude puts it very far to the south. Formation here has my attention from the start. I don't want to get too far ahead. National Hurricane Center is predicting Jerry to move west initially and then make an early turn to the north, and then it would be yet another fish storm. But I'm not going to take that in stone, especially with a formation down here. There's still a lot that can happen that can alter their prediction. I don't care right now what they're thinking it's going to do. What I'm telling you is this is a very dangerous place for formation. From this location, without checking for being exact, I can tell this is about still over 2,000 miles the southeast of Southeast Florida. Very far away. These coordinates are a problem being this far to the south. In a couple days, I will have probably enough information to tell you whether or not I'm going to need to report any further with Jerry. Talk to you soon.